And welcome back to the 2004 presidential debate between George Bush and John Kerry. The first question is for President Bush. Mr. President, some foreign nations view America as being overtly militant and do not think it is right to call other countries such as North Korea, Iran, Iraq as the axis of evil. Do you feel that the United States has become unpopular on the world stage, Mr. President?
Well, quite frankly, sir, popularity is not really an issue of mine. I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to make the decisions that I think are right for my country and for the American people. When Ronald Reagan was president, he didn't always necessarily do what was popular, but he did the right thing in his mind, and it turned out to work out for him. I believe in principles, and we need to follow our own principles and not worry about the rest of the world. And while we do appreciate the backing of Great Britain and France and Germany, at the same time, we have to go against our enemies, and those are Iran and Iraq right now, and terrorism in general. We need to fight terrorism, and if diplomacy doesn't work, we have to use any means necessary to ensure our freedom and our safety. Thank you.
There have been moments in the United States where the government has not only made the unpopular choice, but the wrong choice. Having served in Vietnam, I know that this was an extreme blunder on part of the United States government. I think that it is crucial that we explore every diplomatic angle that we can possibly find before enacting military strategy. And just because, Mr. President, we have the backing of Great Britain and France and Germany does not mean that we have the support of most of the world to enter such a global conflict. Thank you. Question 2. Do you think that the United States' effort to fight terrorism domestically might affect individual freedom, Mr. President?
Well, you see, I believe in safety first. Safety is the most important issue right now. We cannot afford to have a repeat of 9/11. It just is not an option. Now, these acts that I want to put forward are not to stifle the innocent. They're so that we can monitor suspected terrorists. We do not have the time or the manpower to study every single person and monitor their activities. But we need to be able to monitor those that we suspect of harming our country and our people and our way of life.
Let's not forget Japanese in World War II and what we did to American citizens. We interned Japanese Americans, rightful citizens of the United States. And this, I feel, that the current president has a path of going down that will greatly restrict freedom of the individual. National safety is important, but not at the expense of our citizens. We must use judgment and not be a paranoid country regarding this issue. Question number 3. The U.S. is now engaged in a war with Iraq. Therefore, the country will need more troops. If an 18-year-old is allowed to serve and die for his country, shouldn't he be able to enter an establishment that serves alcohol, Mr. President?
Alcohol is a vice, and it's poor for your health. We should not allow people under the age to drink and harm themselves unnecessarily. However, this does not mean that youngsters, well, not youngsters, but people over the age of 18 do not understand patriotism and aren't devoted to their country. So I think that the way things are now are fine, and I don't see a reason to make any kind of change in that.
I agree with the president that the proper age to consume alcohol should indeed be 21. However, I believe that we must raise the age of enlistment to 21. My reason being that an 18-year-old does not have the opportunity to go to college. And I disagree with the president in saying that a 21-year-old compared to an 8-year-old is more fit intellectually and physically to serve. And we must not neglect them these 3 years. It is crucial to their development. Thank you. And this has been the end of the 2004 presidential debate. Thank you and good night. We have got to find one more friend.